To Mr. Bennett's credit, at least he is not arguing for mass disarmament at this time. However, what people like him seem to fail to notice is the pattern of where these crimes take place. They occur overwhelmingly in blue cities with massive gun control. They also disproportionately represent gun-free zones. Why would either be the case? Because criminals do not follow laws. That is why they are called criminals. Are these the same pollsters who said that Hillary Clinton was going to win hands down? The polls are not always trustworthy, and any piece of data can be manipulated very easily. I would also like to ask if these are people who were born in America who were polled, or people who came in legally. After all, nothing should infuriate the latter more than people who break in and get a free ride.
Let me break Miss Sorensen's drivel down a bit.
This just starts with a false assumption absent of any empirical data. Yes, because being happy about hunting is so scary. But be sure to go and burn down cities so that Kamala Harris can bail you out of jail. Why would they be shut down by armed goons? Unless they are here illegally. I severely doubt that, since they had to get approved by the bazaar and probably licensed by the city as well. True, the government does not need to know how much you give. Just give out of the kindness of your heart. That camera, in reality, is probably for security reasons so that Santa is not robbed.
Miss Sorensen just loves her drivel.
Actually, more people are at threat per capita from narco-terrorists than from gun violence, especially if you count not only the overdoses, but also the criminal empire that is financed by the use of these drugs. By contrast, gun violence is exceedingly rare across the country. It is even lower if you exclude the hotbeds of gun control such as Chicago. After all, as I mentioned a moment ago, criminals with guns do not follow laws and will do whatever they want. Okay, so RFK does not like the vaccines of today. Not only does that have nothing to do with the vaccines of this bygone era, RFK is, as of the writing of this script, not trying to make them illegal. More than likely, he is fighting to remove their special protective status. After all, if a child has an allergic reaction to Tylenol, the parent should be able to sue. I was just waiting until I saw this type of cartoon. I am surprised that I have not seen more of them lately. Moving on, it is the cartoon that depicts Mary and Joseph as immigrants arrested by the present administration. In actuality, Nazareth and Bethlehem were in the same country, so that would be like someone going from Dallas to Galveston. Even Egypt was still under the Roman Empire, and so that would be like fleeing from Texas to Florida. People like Mr. Balling just want you to believe that Americans are being hunted down. There's no evidence for this, just fear-mongering. Aside from the fact that dropping bombs like this would be impractical, I am sure that Santa would prefer to just give the narco-terrorists a huge lump of coal, instead of just solving the problem once and for all. On a side note, kudos to Miss Summers for actually calling them drug boats. Yes, the person who gives his government paycheck away every time, who has not actually been found making a corrupt deal for a company, and who has no credible accusations of law-breaking, is the villain of the story. This cartoon is just Trump derangement syndrome. I guess Mr. Roll has still not seen that the drug traffickers were going back for the drugs. Even ABC was willing to admit to that. It is not about sport, but stopping the drugs from getting here. All they have to do is stop transporting drugs and we would leave them alone. I am not going to discuss the name change, because that is really not a high priority for someone without Trump derangement syndrome. If Donald Trump really was in those files, and not just a publicly available photo that was doctored by the Democrats, the Biden administration would have released it right away. The fact that they did not release it, but just found other ways to try and keep him from running, is proof that he is not in those files.